What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. You also know I'm a Weeble. Prefer to vote their best promotion in the pinned comment. All you need to do, click the link, open an account, read the terms and conditions. They are going to give you free stock. Last night I put a video up where Mills showed head tracking in a play that I disagreed with. A lot of people did, as a matter of fact. And he responded to me. We had a little cordial back and forth. Let me just say, I respect anybody in this community that can make money playing, filming, anything to do with this game. And I respect, most of all, the streamers, because at any moment, something like this can happen. I think we most all saw Flight playing this game and what happens. But I wanted to showcase this because for those of you that maybe only know Mills through that video, this is a guy, been in our community for a very long time, that is genuine and does have things to say when the game goes wrong. And I think maybe that example could have painted him in a light that he didn't deserve to be painted. So I want to show you about a minute segment from his stream, and we're going to go back afterwards and we're going to discuss a lot of things that are wrong with this game. But I think you'll see that even people that you may think from the beginning want to champion the game, at times are given no opportunity to do so simply because of how bad the game is. So I'm going to go ahead and start that clip now, and then we're going to go back and look through at some of the images from this actual series of events.
We are on the wrong side of history with this one. They're out of timeouts.
Second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. From the 34 now.
They're gonna run this ball. They're gonna run this ball and then
give to Pierce. He's gonna get
and then they're gonna clock it. Yep.
Being taken down at the 27.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like.
Bro, what are they doing?
Absolutely.
What are they doing?
That last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down.
What are they doing?
Runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They've got no timeouts left.
Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed.
All right, so let's start here. It's obviously a tie game. You've got an ample amount of time on the clock. You could, in theory, be passing the ball or running the ball in this moment. So I'm not initially going to have any issue with the way the Texans are handling clock management or play calling because there's ample time. However, I will say, after they used that initial first timeout, even Mills, you can see, was shocked that the AI would do this because now you've put yourself in a box where you have to either get an incomplete pass, you have to throw the ball out of bounds, you have to get someone to go out of bounds, or you simply have to be mindful that you're only going to have one or two plays at best before you need to set up a field goal. That's what made the next play so intriguing when they don't even do an outside run. Not a toss, not a pitch, not a quick throw, something that was going to eat up time. And not only do you see that through these celebrations that really just clogged the game up. There was no need for a celebration here when the team should be urgent. It's interesting to me the sidelines also appear here. They look awful. I mean, look at the player in the background. And the coach. I mean, you're showing the coach on a cutscene where the game is actually completely failing in simulating football. From there, you can see the next play. This could have been an issue where you go out of bounds, you get down. I don't really know at this point you could have done much because there's only seconds left. But I think it's so interesting at the end. You can see Mills and the Texans coach have the same exact visual response to this game. That, to me, might be the most realistic part of it, is the fact that their animation in the game matches his actual expression in real life because the game is just that bad. And let's be fair. You could be the most pro-Madden person on earth. You could sit down with the objective of, I'm going to stream this game, and I'm going to show how incredible Madden is. That's why when people come to me and say, you just point out the negatives, I say I point out what's there. Last night, somebody sent me a clip and said, look at this. He's talking about the head tracking here. Doesn't really resonate with me. And then today, I get this clip that says, hey, look, he's trying to play the game. If you want to say that he's this positive Madden influencer, you have to, in theory, understand that the game won't even allow him to do that. And that's no fault of his own. I mean, props to him for leaving everything up and calling EA out and saying this is ridiculous. But if you played this game long enough, you know a couple things. Number one, this clock management issue has been in Madden forever. And number two, this is a pretty simple fix. I know a lot of times we talk about things that are very, very intricate in programming, but clock management is not one of them. You can program some certainties to not have a running play under 25 seconds if there's a tie game and you have no timeouts. You can easily program that if a player gets the ball, they need to attempt to get out of bounds. You can easily program if there's less than 15 seconds on the clock that the next thing they do is everything they can to make sure they get back to the huddle, spike the ball. Or if they can't, you need to at least have an attempt to get the field goal team out. That never happens. When you have that type of programming, then all of a sudden you can focus on coach cutscenes, where maybe they're talking to the kicker, maybe they're talking to the long snapper. Maybe you see, which this is already in Madden, the kicker going out and warming up. Maybe just the kicker on the sidelines. If you want to talk about next-gen stats, which is something they push so hard, why not show the field goal percentages this kicker has in overtime games, in game-winning situations? None of the emotions of the game were respected there. And that's what I miss the most about a simulation football title, is you're basically watching one of the most finite time frames of a game. It's an overtime game. The team has no timeouts. Everyone knows what needs to happen. And none of the emotion is conveyed. Not in the announcers, not in the players, not in the animations. You're literally watching 1st and 10 at the start of the game. You're literally watching 3rd and 4 in the third quarter. That is why it's so important that they build things properly in the game. It starts with, I hate to say this, it starts with the ambiance of the stadium. It starts with the crowd. It starts with the sidelines. And all of those things, this year more than most, are gone. The crowd cutscenes are gone because they wanted to put referees back on the field. That's my opinion. You can take it for what it is. But you see in a game like this, in a situation like this, how imperative it is to have that crowd interaction. How important it is to have enough cutscenes to properly justify what's going on. There should be confusion on the sideline. But instead, the game is just continuing to go through the motions like it's any other play. And what you end up with is a game that should mean a lot. There aren't a lot of ties. Clearly, the announcers knew that. But there's even less ties due to incredibly poor clock management. And I will offer to you that anyone in this community is not the solution to this. I know when I was at EA for Madden 25, they had Pat Kerwin there. Pat Kerwin, in my opinion, one of the most respected men in all of football. He has literally had just about every role you can expect from an NFL team outside of being on an active roster. He is the one that can sit down and give them the knowledge to make this right. That's not going to be done clearly through a beta. That's not going to be done clearly through the Game Changer program. You need people with actual football knowledge, with actual experience in managing, running, coaching a team to sit down and program with someone the way these situations need to be handled. And until that happens, these are the exact things that can get caught on camera at any point, but more importantly, happen to hundreds of thousands of gamers and never see the light of social media because someone gets frustrated with this game. Having the same issues year in and year out ruins the immersion, ruins the simulation, ruins the experience, and they turn the game off and never play it again. So it's important that we talk about the positives, but it's more important, in my opinion, we talk about these issues because these are things that have to be fixed. Let the positives be something we talk about 5-6 months from now. Let the negatives, let the constructive criticisms be what we talk about now. Should have been talked about during what Madden should have as an open beta, not a popularity contest for who they want to give codes to. And then hopefully, at some point, they're going to have someone in charge there that's willing to sit down, look at the reality of this game, and ask themselves, why are we putting out the same awful product year in and year out? Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. You know I will be back in a week with more commentary.